The black woman is God.
I raise my flag for my sister, sister. 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 I raise my flag.
Peace and power, my beautiful Black sisters. I'd like to welcome you to Rebel Vision. This is the Real Sisters Code. I am your hostess, HAT-SHEP-SUT.
And I am Empress Sekhmet in the building. Y'all already know what it is. The Real Sisters Code. Glad that you're here. And we're just excited about being able to talk to sisters. We're going to let my sister Shep introduce y'all to the channel. Let y'all know what this channel is going to be partaking into. And hopefully you can get on board. Come on, Shep.
All right. Well, first and foremost, most importantly, our main topic is going to be the Black family. We're also going to talk about matters, pertaining to the Black community, nutrition, hygiene, economics, agriculture, anything that has to pertain to our self-development and our building of our nation and how we can get better in self-growth. And any questions or comments or topics that you may have, please make sure that you leave it below.
Yeah, because we want you to know it's an interactive channel. Me and Shep are the host, but we want it to be a very sisterhood vibe. We want it to be a very communal kind of vibe. Any questions, any kind of topics, any of those things that you want to discuss, you leave it in the comment section and we can get to it.
Absolutely. So today's main topic is going to be, I know it sounds crazy that we even have to discuss and go over what this is, but in today's time, it seems to be some confusion. So we want to make sure that we outline it, make sure you understand exactly what it means to us in our community and what it means, what is a woman. So we're going to detail that from all of us, both me and my hostess, I am EMPRESS Sekhmet, and we have a few panelists on the show today that is also going to talk and discuss about what is going on and what is a woman.
And let's make one thing clear. We're not talking about anybody else. We may not iterate every time we say sisters, we say women, we say female. We may not iterate every time that we're talking about Blacks. But you need to know that we're talking about Black women. We're talking about our women. We're not talking about anybody else. We're talking about Black families. We're not talking about anybody else. So even if we don't iterate it every time, please understand that the what we're assisting in is the uplifting, the motivating, the encouraging, and the enlightenment of Black women to uplift the Black man, the Black child, and the Black family. That's it. That's all. Fuck everybody else.
Absolutely. Because that's what the focus is on. We don't spend enough time building our community, building ourselves, understanding why we're in the predicament that we're in today. So we need to fix all this because right now the Black community is divided in so many ways. Religion, to male and female, to the Black family, just to our whole community, where our whole infrastructure is just fractured.
Well, you got to understand that when you have a group of people that have been stripped of so much of what they are, been stripped of identity, stripped of culture, stripped of way of life, stripped of language, stripped of deities, stripped of everything, right? And removed from what is singularly theirs. Now you have a group of people that are just searching. Yeah. You're just searching. You're just looking. It's like Black folks just let us out on the streets wild.
Right.
And now it's time for us to realize that the places that we've been so far removed from is what's going to bring us back whole as a community. And if we don't do that as a community, then we're going to keep on searching and searching and searching. So we're not here to tell you what's wrong as far as what you believe. We're not working in belief. We working in true facts, what works, and real right understanding about what it is to be a woman, a Black woman, in the ways so we can betterment our family and our men.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So right now I'm going to let in a few of our panelists and they'll all introduce themselves. Everybody that you see on this show is somebody so pivotal, so detrimental and important to our Black community, have been working in our community day in, day out to better it. So
and you know what, Seth, I wanted to quickly touch on this whole movement of I don't need a man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm an independent woman. I don't need a man. Nobody's trying to take any power away from our women.
Right.
Nobody's trying to take any power away from our sisters. No one else talks like this.
Yeah.
No other race of women are screaming, I'm independent. I don't need a man. No other race is doing that. No other, our men aren't doing it. You don't hear Black men saying, I'm an independent nigga, I don't need a woman.
Right.
You see how crazy that sounds? It sounds crazy to hear. Like, nigga, what's up with you? So for our women to keep on taking the stance of they're better than our men is a white inferiority state of mind. That's not something that's inherently ours. That's something that has been implemented in the Black woman's mind through media, through programming, through television, through government, right? Through government programs, to the point where some of our women are even afraid to put our men's name on the birth certificate. Because they if you go try to get assistance, then they coming for your man. So all of these things are pushed on the Black woman, and now we have adopted that way of life, and that's really not what it is.
Right. And this is a plan that has been, you know, implemented and it has been started. I mean, we could even say hundreds of years ago, and now it's actually coming to fruition.
You have to understand that it is a systematic thing that's going on here. This is something that has been implemented, something that has to be a programming that has to be set forth for them to get their way, not for us to get our way. So for us to get our way, we have to begin to take the steps that we're taking now. What is a woman? What is it? Because right now we got everybody acting like them. Everybody trying to act like a woman. Everybody dressing like one. People, they want to change their gender to be one. Everybody. So what is it? Is being female or considered enough?
And really the straight disrespect of the appropriation of a woman by men.
I mean, you could be a lady. Does that make you? I don't know. You know what? Even the title is kind of. I'm thinking now, and I'm thinking, there's. I know men that are more womanly than I am.
Mm-hmm.
So, what is a woman? Can a man be a woman? Can a little girl be one? Right. Is it different from a lady? Does it come down to class? Characteristics?
That's what I wanted to discuss. You know, we have to set a standard, and that's what our community does not have anymore, are standards. It's just whatever you can be, do as thou wilt. You know, there's no set way to be. You can be called a queen, and you're far from it.
We have to, that's why we got here. That's why we got this now. This is the code, right?
Right.
So this is going to be a code. This is something that we're going to have to work on. We're going to have to make sure that no matter where you at, whether you in Cali, Arizona, New Orleans, New York, Atlanta, Hawaii, wherever you at, we got a code on how we move. But we taking on this mantra of bringing back life, hear me, to the Black family through the Black woman who gives life.
Right.
You feel me? So we this is a code. If we want it to be a code, we want it to be something that no matter where you at, this is how we move it.
Absolutely. So let me invite some of our sisters in right now.
You know, I don't think a lot of people really understand what it is to be who we are and the things that we have experienced, because they haven't gone outside of their even county, some of them. So that allows their mind, that contains their mind in a broader aspect of who we are and our connection to our people. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Did that make sense?
It does. It does. You know what? Everywhere that I've been, Black folks is Black folks. I'm not, and even in Australia with the Aborigines, they live like us. You know what I mean? They move like us. They talk like us. They feel like us. Everywhere I went, no matter where I was, Black folks had that same frequency. And it's always something that's always just a little bit broken, just a little bit missing, just a little bit off, just that vibration of always in search, constantly searching, always in search, like never being able to just put their hooks into something and say, this is what it is.
Speak it, guys.
They've constantly, all the way, no matter where we are, been searching. Even if their whole lineage was from Jamaica, they still felt a disconnect. It was still something else they needed. And I believe that that's our connection to Africa. We've lost that connection so much that it's left our people, no matter where they are, feeling like they're missing something.
That is so true. That is so true. From every aspect, Goddess, from the traditions,
yes,
from the healing herbs,
yes,
to everything. This country has made us feel as though all of that is wicked and all of that is part of us.
Right. I wasn't even supposed to see 2023.
Yeah.
I was diagnosed with stage 4 RMS. They told me I wasn't going to live to see the new year. And as soon as I went back to the source and begun to holistically heal myself with ways from our motherland, I walked out of hospice. Walked out.
Now we got our segment back with plenty of strength.
Yeah.
Ready to bang on the people, ready to get our community together again, right?
Yeah, I'm excited.
We are so happy you back, Sekhmet.
Well, I'm happy to be back. I'm happy to be in the presence of you beautiful ladies.
Oh, I love that rebirth story. Butterflies is what I felt and saw in your spirit, like a real resurrection, like a recreation, like a rebirth through that cocoon, through that struggle. You become even more beautiful in your color.
No doubt. I thank you for that. I do feel like it's a second chance at
golly, I saw resurrection.
I believe that I've been here many times. many times. But I've never had twice the chance at the same realm in that same journey. I've never
without
had
having ascension. Yeah.
Right. This is the first time that I was able to have the second chance at the same journey in the same realm. So this is very different for me. It feels different. It feels like my purpose has shifted in a way that's much more greater than what it began. Much more greater than what it began. Now, I've been here many times before, and I knew my purposes in those lives. But this journey, this second walk at this journey is going to be very different.
I hear completion. Completion.
And I've decided to live with such a fullness of love in my heart. Before, I was so very angry at the things, the atrocities committed against our people, that was what plagued my mind and my heart and my spirit. And I wanted to enact revenge was my motivating factor. Reparation was my motivating factor. Now, I just want to instill love.
I heard that.
Love, and more love. And I realize now that love is what's going to bring our people back to fullness. I love my people more than I hate my enemy.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what's going to bring our people out into fullness.
And that's what we like, and we need to show that love. So, this is exactly what that platform is for. Our sisters showing love, because there's so much division. It's so much like, conception of, amongst us. We don't even like know how to connect anymore. We don't look out for each other's children. We don't look out for each other anymore. It's just, it seems like that's gone missing. You know?
Everybody has this entitlement and ownership kind of a feeling. It's my kids. No, it's our kids.
Absolutely.
It's my man. No, that's our men.
Right.
That's our men. And your family is my family.
Right.
Your problem is my problem. Your joy is my joy. If you happy, I'm happy. We used to say in the streets, love is love. If you like it, I love it. That's one of the, you know what I mean? We used to talk like that because we respected the value of each other's greatness or each other's pain. If you felt it, I felt it. If you hurting, I'm hurting.
Is that Miss Shelly AMENSET?
Yes, yes. Peace. Peace, sisters. What's good?
Peace, Goddess. What's happening?
I'm wonderful. I'm wonderful. What's happening with you? What's happening with you, Goddess?
Look, still alive. Hey.
That's what's up.
To be Black in America and for us to all be here at this time and we made it through the day, that's something to be proud of. Each little victory is a grand victory. The fact that we made it for the sun to go down, did something. We did something today. They killing us. They killing us out here.
You know it. Hey, I'm so sick of it. I'm so sick of it. I'm so sick of it. And the way that they just so comfortable with showing it. You know, like us seeing the videos, they everywhere. You know, like just our people being slaughtered in the streets, you know, like animals, and they just show it so blatantly.
Well, they have more respect for animals. They have more respect for animals. PETA, which is the animal organization that, you know, for the protection of animals, they have millions of members.
Yeah.
And Black organizations, we can't get 100,000.
Yeah, you're right.
You know,
right.
There's NAMDA, which is the organization for the love of men to boys. The love of men to boys. I don't know what's sis. Look it up, sis.
What's the name of this organization?
NAMDA, isn't it NAMDA? Somebody look it up. It's called, I think it's NAMDA.
Oh yeah, where the men can just freely, openly molest young men, and it's this organization.
What's the name of it? Somebody got a phone.
NAMBLA, NAMBLA.
What's it stand for?
NAMBLA.
Was it the national? It's crazy.
A national. Yeah, let's speak it. Let's call their ass out because they have more members than we do.
North American Men Boy Love Association.
Yeah.
North American Men Boy Love Association is a pedophilia or pedotristia advocate organization. They advocate for it.
They have more members than we do.
They're a real organization legally.
That's horrible.
Okay.
And they have more members than we do.
Well, that tells you the state of the world.
Come on now.
Gives us, well, I think it tells us the state and the condition of the people who's in political power. When I say that, who has the ability to control the narrative in that form. And we see in it in the demasculation of our men, the emasculation of our women. So that's my perspective on who they are and their purpose. But like you said, we are love and we are seers and we see what you're doing, just like a gamer, just like if you was on a game. We know the end journey. We know it. So it's up to us to play this game with knowledge and wisdom of the things that we've already experienced. Can you feel me?
Mm-hmm. I feel you, sis.
And that's what we have to bring because, you know, they don't hear enough of this from us. They're just like right now in this day and era, everybody's bombarded with so much nonsense from TikTok to Instagram. I mean, it's basically like knowledge overload of nonsense.
Right. Ridiculous.
So they just grabbing at everything and mastering absolutely nothing.
Right.
Straight confusion. So.
But I believe that the want to learn has been so bastardized. The want to learn has been so watered down. Yes. It's like the difference between what Black children know and what white children know is so very different.
Yeah.
So very different. And I think that want for knowledge, there was a point where it was very high. Everybody wanted to know and everybody wanted to learn. There's somewhere it broke down, and now it's like, I just want to know how to do this TikTok dance. That's how I want to perfect that. I just want to know how to, twerk. I want to perfect that. Nobody wants to learn about right knowledge anymore. And what are we passing down if we're not learning it ourselves?
See,
so now our little girls are the best at twerking. Our little girls are the best at TikTok dancing. Our little girls are the best at social media challenges. That's what they are. With their little girls are the best at firearms.
Mm-hmm.
I want to come around back to that. Sister Nanny, can you hear us?
Yes, I can. How are you guys doing?
Peace and
Hey,
peace.
sis.
How are you?
I'm fine. Peace to everybody on the panel. This is a great build. I was just trying to catch what the sisters were all saying before I make any comments, if that's okay.
Yeah, what is a woman? Okay. So I'm going to, we're going to break down what that is. I have some questions for everybody. And, this is just to set a standard. And it's so crazy that we even have to discuss this.
And I want to say,
I know, right? I would like to say to Empress Sekhmet, this is an honor to be sitting on a panel with you. I have been following you even since down here in Atlanta. I believe that I'm in Atlanta. And I just want to commend you, sister, for all the work that you have put in. It's just kind of sad that we didn't get to connect when you was out here on the stronger Black power, things in the fields. But I'm looking more, I'm very grateful for the sister, Shep, and Brother Rebel, and all of them for us to be able to have this introduction. So I just would like to say thank you, sis. And Black motherfucking power.
Black power.
I'm so grateful. I'm grateful to be in y'all presence. I'm grateful to be alive. I'm so very grateful. Real ones don't keep count, because I can't remember I can't remember. Real ones don't keep count. Whatever I did, I did. Hopefully I helped some people along the way. But I can't. All I know is what I need to do now. All I need to know is what needs to go on now. And I want all you sisters to be here in this space and know that you need to be as fervent in your heart. When you think about the topics that we're talking about, I need you to think about, if you have children, think about your children. If you have a man, think about your man. If you have a sister, think about your sister. Think about somebody coming and taking their life. And you want to defend that life with everything you got. That's what these topics are coming down to. We're saving. We got to save somebody. We got to save somebody. The Christians is out here pulling it. The crackers is out here pulling it. The Muslims, the Jehovah's, everybody out here pulling it. And we're letting our sisters go on acting in a way that is not conducive to the Black family. So I want you to feel that fire. I want you to feel that burn when you talk about these topics. And just envision somebody coming trying to take what's yours. How are you going to defend it?
Absolutely.
How would you defend your home right now? How would you defend your body right now? How would you defend it? You would defend it with everything you got. So as much as these games is being played on the internet, know that we are here with a purpose. And I want you to feel that burn when you hear these questions. What is a woman? The fact that you're a Black woman in America and you even have to define that should make you infuriated. After all the time that your mama and her mama and their mama and all them women, that the blood that run through our veins that was having babies in the cotton field, pulling the baby out of them, putting it on their back and going back to picking cotton. All of that sacrifice that we went through. And we still have to define what we are as women.
Absolutely.
Wow. Wow.
So I want y'all to feel that burn when you talk about these topics.
And you know something I would like to add to that, I think that another thing that our people need to get out of, this system. I don't know why we have so many of our people believing in this system. We have had so many people come before us to teach us about the things that has happened. Like you said, if we're thinking about our families, and first and foremost, we need to be separate from everything that they have created. Like, I'm working on some stuff that's going on in Jackson, Mississippi, that is originally known as Mound Bayou, and some things that has been going on out there, genocide and stuff like that. Why is it? I have questions for all of the sisters, Sister Shep, Sister Sekhmet. Why can't we get our brothers? Some of our brothers, I'm gonna say that will build, but why is it that the majority of our brothers are afraid to build, to take back what's rightfully ours? Why is it that they feel like the sisters now are more militant, or as they say, ratchet, and the brothers are more religious? Can you explain that to me? Because I think that that's something that we need to start with.
Yeah, we're gonna, and I want you to come back with that. I want us to dive back into that. So don't forget that, Sister Nanny. But first, I want everyone to introduce themselves. Okay, I want to start with Miss Jalea Rain. Okay, I'm so thankful to have you here, Goddess. I just want you just to give a little quick background on who you are and what you want to add and what you want to see from us within our community.
My name is Jalea Rain. I'm originally from Panama City, Florida, and I've been here in Atlanta, Georgia since 2004. I'm prior military, and I'm the mother of 4 and a grandmother. And I'm also a healer, a spiritual healer. And I feel that with this platform, just our conversation is gonna heal. And I'm so, so happy to be here amongst such a plethora of beautiful energy that I've been around, so I recognize it as light. Ashe.
Thank you, sis. And I like what you said right there about healing the community, because that's exactly what we want to do. Because we're so hurt, we're so confused. I mean, just in the whole system of what we're living with and what we're dealing with. And that's what we need, a healing. We need a communion. We need a sistership. And this is why we started the Real Sisters. So thank you for that. And I want you to start now, Miss AMENSET, Shelly AMENSET. Let us know a little bit about you.
Peace, sisters.
Peace.
My name is Shelly AMENSET, and I am the owner CEO of Sun Goddess Sense. I am a mother of 3 as well, a grandmother. I am a healer as well. I make a lot of healing products to just help with a lot of issues we may have with our skin or hair, or just detoxification, stuff like that. I have been knowing Miss Shep for about 4 years now?
Yeah, about that.
Yeah, it's been about 4 years that we've been knowing each other, and it's been awesome knowing her. Mm-hmm. She is a beautiful spirit, as well as Miss Jalea Rain. I've been knowing her for about 2 or 3 years, and she's awesome as well. And it is a pleasure and an honor to just be here with you ladies on this platform. I appreciate it. I really do.
Thank you, Ashe. Thank you, AMENSET. Sister Andy, let us know about you. Let us know what's going on, who you are, where you're from, and your mission.
Whoa, Sister 93 GP. I'm in Atlanta. I started out doing a lot of stuff in the NBPP, separated myself as forming my own organization. And I'm also the Thug Life sector on YouTube. And what I mean by Thug Life, the hate you give little infants, fucks everybody or fucks everyone, fearful environments. It's just so many different things that we use. We forgot about all the people that's really in the trenches. So that's just a lot of things that we build with food programs, housing programs, assistance with the elderly, and a number of other things that the Panthers formatted, and we feel the government has hijacked, and we're trying to take those, programs back through the third generation organization that I've created. And I've worked with Brother Kenwardo and a lot of you beautiful people that is here in my community to build and reconstruct certain things when it comes to poverty. And one other thing I really want to address is working on something with prisoners and the justice system. And I yield. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, Sister Nanny. Thank you, my beautiful goddesses. And I want to start off, with first and foremost, we did speak briefly about this on our first segment when we were on Rebel Vision Television, Rebels Roundtable with Empress Sekhmet. But I kind of want to break it down again. The whole etymology behind, why we did actually change the name of our show and the background behind what queen actually means. So, Empress Sekhmet, can you break that down for us?
Well, the etymology of the word queen, from the European standpoint, from the Germanic standpoint, means something that's very negative. It means queen's whore, a banshee, a wailing woman, a serf, a concubine, which is just a side chick. But the energy that's connected to the etymology of the word seems to be what is being put on the forefront now. So we understand that using the word queen from one to another, we use it in a word of adoration. But the energy behind the word, which is a spell, right? All words are. The energy behind the word seems to be what is being put on the forefront. So that's why we can see homosexual men called.
Oh, hold on a second. We lost her real quick. Here we go.
That's powerful. Very powerful.
Okay, we have you back.
Can you hear me?
We got you back.
Okay. The etymology, even the word queen, if you look it up, it'll put that, it's something that a gay man will call another gay man before they say another woman calls another woman. So we just wanted to have the right kind of energy on the forefront. Now, again, the word, when we use it one to another, if your man uses it towards you, we know that he's using it in a way of adoration. But what's being put on the forefront, what is being put for everyone to see, is something, and we're putting the title queen on it, is something not to be admired. The actions, the ways, the things that the way women are moving, and they're calling themselves queen. We just didn't want to have that connection when it comes down to us. We wanted a different kind of energy to be put on the forefront, right? No matter where I go, when I walk in someplace, I'm looking for the sister. I don't even care if it's Walmart. If I go into some place and I don't see no sisters, I'm leaving. I feel safe when I see one of us. I feel safe when I see a sister. I'm making eye contact with that sis, and I'm saying, peace, sis. Hey, you know what I mean? Even if they don't talk like that, they'll give me the head nod.
Right.
Or the you know what I mean? That connection. I want us to make that a code.
Right.
Don't play games with these people no more. Go where you safe. Go where you know that if something jump off, you can pinpoint who you saw when you came in the door. Right? So that's why we wanted to use the word sister, to bring that camaraderie, that sisterhood. Most 85% of Black women, if you ask them about a relationship with a woman, they'll tell you, I don't really get along with women.
All the time.
I get along with men better.
Yeah.
When I grew up, all I had men friends. I didn't have female friends. We want to banish, we want to erase all of that. We want sisterhood back again. We want to be able to have our sister around our man and not feel nervous.
Mm-hmm.
You know how many sisters will tell you they got best friends, but I won't leave her with my man though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But she's your best friend.
Right.
Come on now. We want to bring back a wholeness to sisterhood, a wholeness to womanhood, a wholeness to being black and right on the black hand side. You feel me? So we wanted to not use that word because of what's being connected to it. You know, you can go on TikTok and hear a man calling each other queen all day. It's like, so we want to take on the mantra of something that you can call a man. Nah.
Yeah.
You hear sisters, the way we spell it, you know you're talking about a black woman.
Absolutely.
Can't nobody, it ain't nothing, there's no way that you can dispute that. If you hear somebody say sister like that, you know damn well they talking about a black woman.
Right.
So that's what we want you to know. That's what we're talking about. That's what we care about. That's what we're working on. Sisters.
Absolutely. And that community that we once had that we just no longer have anymore. You know, you don't trust, well, we don't trust each other as people, let alone the sisterhood bond. And once we build that, then the whole Black family will come back together because it starts with us. And that's what so many of us don't realize. You know, just that building that bond, making sure we're looking out for each other, making sure that, you know, every other sister's child is good, making sure your other sister's good. It's like people don't even like to use that word because it's like you said earlier, it's like we see ourselves as the enemy. I don't mess with any women because it's like a constant, like sick competition. And you always hear about another woman doing another woman bad. And this isn't even part of our culture. These are ways that we've adopted. And that's one thing that we just don't seem to understand. Most of the ways we're moving now, most of the ways we're thinking now, it's just all adaptation from this white culture.
Absolutely.
We need the energy to be that if you know we're around and your children are somewhere and you know I'm there, you know that I'm going to protect your children just like you did. Ain't gonna be no second guessing. Oh, where your kids at? Oh, I think they're somewhere. Well, who there? Oh, Sekhmet there. Oh, they good.
Right.
You don't have to think twice about it. You already know that I'm gonna shed blood, I'm gonna kill air, I'm gonna cut concrete. Ain't nothing gonna happen to yours. We don't have that kind of automatic. We gotta think about it. Like, damn, hold on.
You cannot trust with my kids.
Yeah.
You have to think about it.
Right.
And that's really sad because the village raised the children. I mean, I remember when I was little, when I came up, you know, we were all latchkey kids, you know what I'm saying? But the next door neighbor made sure we got in the house and made sure that nobody mess with us and made sure that nobody come to our door or nothing like that. Or if we had to stay at the next door neighbor house till my mom got home or whatever. But it's like, we don't have that village anymore. It's like, you tell somebody child to get out the street, they looking at you, they like they want to fight you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's really we really got to get back to that village. You know, the village raised the children, and they I mean, if I got caught around the corner and I wasn't supposed to be around the corner, whoever was cool with my mama, you know, we all everybody knew each other back then in the neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? So they took my tail right back around to my mom, to our house, and was like, look, Shelly was around the corner. Do you know she was around the corner? You know what I'm saying? So we got to get back to that.
Absolutely.
Sure.
Absolutely.
I would like to say something, y'all.
Yeah.
You know, I believe in the village and, you know, like you said, building the sisters. I've been looking at a lot of stuff in our community though, right? We got a lot of sisters out here that has actually taken on certain positions in order to destroy us. You know, let's talk about colorism. Yeah. Colorism is one of them. When you all were talking about us all coming back together. All our skin folks and our kin folks, I think we've been knowing that for a long time. And we got to really, really dig deep and find out if these are sisters or if these are infiltrators. The new infiltration and counterintelligence now is to use those that look like us, but they're not us. Culturally, mentally, they're not us. You know, even when it comes to certain teachings, when it's religions and things of that nature. When dealing with the Panthers and a lot of organizations, even Malcolm and, you know, majority of the leaders that came before us, religion, certain things of beliefs, or I'm going to say worships, or I'm going to say ideologies was put in the closet because it caused a lot of separation. Do you guys think that a lot of the things that we have chose to follow or involve ourselves in that might not be the basis of who we are as a people? You know, because we all know Black is a culture created, right? But who we are as a people, do you think that that causes separation?
Damn right.
Yeah, absolutely. And that, you know, and that goes to, like I said, the adaptation of other cultures, the adaptation, I mean, particularly of white culture, the separatist feeling. I mean, just how they even operate. They were never together. You know, the man and the women, I mean, if we know white culture and the history for what it is, they always were against the woman. From the beginning, they didn't want their women to learn. They didn't want their women to be part of anything within society. They was calling them witches, hanging them, killing them. I mean, this is just part of
the scarlet letter on their chest and all kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You know, burning them at the stake.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And just the division, they've now taught us that. So we've adapted so much of our colonizers' ways that's what's really breaking us down and influencing how we even act. We're not even in our right minds at this point. So
the greatest weapon ever formed against the Black race is the Black woman.
Right.
It started hundreds of years ago. Absolutely. They understood the control in the mind and the behavior. Follow what I'm saying here. The control mind and the behavior that the Black woman had over the family. Yeah. That's right. Why even in slavery, they would teach that woman to make sure your man don't act out. Make sure kids don't act out. You see? And we taught them how to be subservient to us. We are the greatest and the most powerful enemy that has been used against our men and our families since we was on boats. And even if
you're so right. I'm sorry, Empress. I was just agreeing with you.
No, go ahead, sis.
Right. No,
even if you don't believe that we was ever on a boat, even if you don't believe we was ever on a boat, you got to know that we are the greatest weapon used. Nothing, and I say nothing, can hurt a Black man the way a Black woman can.
Absolutely.
The words that we use can destroy a Black man.
They allowed to put people in the back.
Yeah, destroy the
That's true. She right. She said right.
And absolutely destroy the Black family, break down, because we're the ones who is teaching. So if you poison the Black woman, your hands now going to poison them children, and it's going to
right. So this is how it goes. The Black woman says, "I don't need a man." The daughter goes, "I don't want a man. Mommy don't got one." And then the son goes, "Well, I don't want to be a man because mommy don't like it."
Yeah.
You know something else? You know,
you have successfully destroyed the Black family unit.
Yeah.
Y'all say words cut deep. You know, a lot of things that our men have been taught to do to us too, like Sister Empress saying, we got to balance it out, you know, because a lot of the verbal and mental abuse, it came to the woman, you know, even with us being enslaved, or, you know, even then going home to the man. And, you know, I want to say, is it a possibility? Now, I'm not saying all sisters are leveled, but let's talk about sisters like ourselves that may have been in these type of encounters. Could it be that they have changed us as a people? We, you know, as a woman, we have to stand up and fight for everything. We have to protect the children. We out here fighting for the community. We see past the guidelines of the system. Do you think it may have been a target on our backs, and it was maybe instilled from supremacists? Let me just say supremacists, because they're everywhere, in our brothers, in order to separate.
Well, we got that infamous line, right? That infamous line from Color Purple. All my life I had to fight. Mm-hmm. That's been the mantra of the Black woman for a very long time, has it not? That's why that line resonated so much. Mm-hmm. All my life, we've always had to fight. We've had to take on the place of the man. We had to take on the place of the head of household, because that's what our enemy put forward. They made sure that they removed our men to make us feel higher than them, to put us in a place of a pedestal so we can make them feel low. If we make the man feel low, then our family is destructed. Mm-hmm. A lot of when we talk about the abuse that men do, when we talk about the deadbeat dad, when we talk about the no good nigga, these men were raised by single mothers. Where they learn it from?
Speak it.
Where they learn it? Where they learn how to hate women? Where they learn it? Where they learn how to abuse women? Where they learn it? If now we want to talk about wasn't no man in the house, because all niggas is deadbeats. So these is our sisters are raising these men. Where they learn it from?
Right.
And they learn how to be that way.
Yeah. And that right there, I'm going to segue into what is a woman.
Huh?
I mean, listen. I mean, we can start with the easiest example right now. What is a woman? Everybody knows a woman. Well, everybody doesn't know, but we're here to tell you what a woman is. We start off as a biological female. Okay, a person that has female parts. Now, that's just part of what a woman is. That's the definition out of the dictionary. Okay, but there's so much more components that make up a woman. I want to dive into
somebody pull it up.
Can I ask a question, sis? Empress, all of y'all, because you know y'all be putting it. I want to see y'all opinion. How can we totally define? Because like you said, we've built our culture. The Black woman or the Choctaw woman or whatever women that we have in our circle, what can we do to separate it from just being the woman? Because I think that's the problem. They've combined us in these categories, right? With these names and stuff, like she said, etymology important. We all know back in the day, Black meant pale, without color, pigmentated. They switched it up some kind of way. Tribally, how do we teach our people without them being argumentative that we are Blackfoot, Choctaws, or the, because we get deep over here, or wherever we from, even if it's African-centered countries and villages versus just a woman.
I don't want to cut your
we
bill.
should have some type of standard.
I want you to continue your bill, but let me ask Sister Jalea, if I can charge you with being our scribe, if you could look up the word woman, and once Sister Shelly is done, if you could read that definition for us, I would appreciate it if you would take that position for us in the show.
Oh, yes, ma'am. And I'm going to yield to y'all. I'm going to go on mute so I can listen.
No. I want you to finish your bill, Sister Shelly. I just wanted to make sure.
That's Sister Nanny.
Sister Nanny.
Sister Nanny. That was Sister Nanny. Okay.
It's okay.
Yes, Sister Sekhmet. It's just that like a lot of your teachings, like you said, we are the Black woman. We are the goddesses, the empresses. But they have combined our people, like, they've taken names and characters and they've categorized them in other cultures. What can we do? Because we understand definitely our women. We understand what women are and what we have to do as women. But how can we substantiate culturally to separate us from all of those other toxic environments that they have actually put, let's say, white faces in our Black spaces?
Okay. Well, first off, we have to understand what culture is. Culture is a way of life practiced. I'll say that again. Culture is a way of life practice. If you don't put it in practice, then it's not culture.
Yes, ma'am.
The culture that we have adopted is the subservient to the white man, right? We go to these jobs, we yes sir him, we no sir him. We go through our day, excuse me, to only white men. We glow our gaze without even realizing it, and then we get home and you talk to your man like he a no good nigga.
Reckless, yeah.
That's a culture, right? So that's where we have to begin to change.
Right.
The reason why we're using the word goddess is because we want to make it very plain. We are an addition to our men. We're not before them. We're not behind them. We're on the side of them. We are an addition to our men. We're walking with them. We're not walking behind them. We're not walking before them. We're not the head of them. We're walking with them. And we are allowing them to lead us. We are the essence, the goddess, right? We are the essence of them. We are the things that keep them grounded, that keep them whole, that keep them, they peace and they peace.
Yes, ma'am. So let me ask y'all a question. For women, like, okay, a lot of us understand we've tapped into like our Choctaw, Blackfoot, Gullah. We understand we all the same. What do you do for people like myself who don't claim Black as a lineage, but I understand that it is a culture, because I have a lot of people that, we not Black. What do we do with that, Sister Empress? Because we get kicked out of a lot of places claiming who we are without claiming Black. Can you tell me how can I teach in my area, people to accept us for who we are, as well as being a part of the Black culture that has been created.
Okay, so when we use the
And
word
any
Black,
of the sisters, because I don't want everybody to think I'm just asking Empress. You know, I just been wanting to work with her for a
I'm
long
gonna say
time.
this
But
and I'm
please,
I'm gonna say
anybody
this
can.
quickly. I'm gonna yield. I'm gonna say this quickly because I want Sister Jalea to read the definition.
Yeah,
and I want the
woman.
other sisters to chime
Because
in.
that's where we got to start.
But I'm
out.
gonna say this quickly.
Yeah. Mhm.
Right, about the word Black. When we use the word Black, we use it in direct opposition to white inferiority, which is formerly white supremacy. We're not calling it white supremacy anymore because they're not supreme over us.
No, it's white degeneracy.
Okay?
That's what I call
We're
it.
calling it white inferiority. So when
Right.
we use the word Black, we're using it in direct opposition to white inferiority. Now, when you begin to deal with people that don't consider themselves Black and they feel like in this system, we're not getting what we deserve as a people because of the word Black, then you need to concede to that. I'm not going to fight with that, right? Meet people where they are. You want to be called brown, I'll call you brown. And what you want to be called? You want to be called taupe, nigga? I'll call you taupe. I don't care. All I want you to know is we have a tradition, right? We have a bloodline, no matter which one you claim, that's greater than any name that can be put on it. We don't know the name. The name was stripped from us.
Right.
We making up shit as we go.
Yeah.
Our real name, how we was really called, we don't know. We don't even know the language we was being called in. We don't know. So we have to make it okay for however you want to believe, right? So you believe you're not Black, fine. What you want to be called? What do you want to be called, Sister Shelly? You want to be called Queen? I'll call you Queen. What you want to be called, Sister Jalea? What you want to be called, Sister Nandy? These are the questions as Black women that we need to begin to ask. Just like we need to say to our men, how do you want to be loved? How do you want me to love you? Not how I want to love you. How do you need to be loved to feel love? And as Black women, if we begin to allow that kind of interpretation to come without us bucking against it, then we can reach anybody and anywhere. And I'll yield with that.
I totally agree.
All right, Mr. Leah, please start with reading what the definition of a woman is.
Okay, it says a female human being, a person assigned a female sex at birth. Then it says, or a person who defines herself as a woman.
So you don't have to have female parts. You can just say that you're a woman.
That's some strange stuff to see in print. I'm gonna tell you.
That's crazy.
Well, that's the world that we're in. So that's why we had to talk about it. So, yeah.
Read that again. Read that again. Read that again, please. Please read that again.
Female human beings, a person assigned a female sex at birth, or a person who defines herself as a woman. That is contradictive.
Right.
That's two different things.
Sure is.
That's not even the same thing.
How do you assign at birth? If you born with a vagina, you a woman.
Right.
By using that word, they're trying to say that it was assigned to them, not because of their genitals or their sex, because that's what somebody decided to call them.
That's what they want to be. Yeah. That's what they said they want to be.
Right.
That's insane.
That is some crazy mess. They got that in there. It's two different things. That's not even the same definition.
Girl, y'all.
To be assigned at birth to be a woman, or you could live your life as something else and then decide I want to be a woman.
And I had no female body parts, and wasn't born as a woman.
See, that's crazy. That's why I was asking y'all, sisters, how do we define us separate from that definition?
But check this out.
How do you feel about us not being called women, other people being able to basically hijack what womanhood is?
It's crazy. It really is.
I don't feel angry because I see with light. All things are a clue into the future, and how it's not what you go through, but how you go through it, and the responses that you have to these things. it shows me how to maneuver in this world with this foolishness going on. We know that you have to be able to, everything has a seed. You have to give birth. You have to create something. That's what we were here for, procreation. So these people that in their mind, that their energy is a male or female, but my body says something different. That's strange.
That's a mental disorder. We have to call it
what a mental illness.
A mental disorder. Something is wrong with you. And they know this. This wasn't accepted up until recently, where you can just say who you want to be. You don't have to go through anything that a woman has to be. You could just decide tomorrow, I want to be a woman. We see this is what's happening in women's sports. Men being able to compete against women just because they say they're a woman.
Okay, now we're looking at the vessel itself. We know we all are light and energy. Mm-hmm. And just like this was said earlier, we come back in different forms. But if we allow that to put a bigger shield over our eyes and only see what I'm saying, see the light in the person, see the true essence of the person. No matter the form it takes, spirit is spirit. So that's why I don't have no war with that within myself, but what it does to my children and my generation, I have war with that. Yeah. I have war with what I see. So that's what I'm going to change within my realm, but it's not going to cause me more stress and confusion because I can only control that I have in my environment, and I will control that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes. That was a word. Yes. That's code.
Yeah.
That's real sister code right there. Know what you can control, and don't let anything build up in you that causes anger, that causes don't let you can't birth that way. You can't nurture that way. Anybody that's ever breastfed knows the more stressed out you are, the less milk you produce.
No milk gonna come down. Speaking, goddess.
Right.
So we must, as women, we must maintain our pressure, our level, our view, because we are the creators. We are the birthers.
We are the healers. We are the nurturers. We are the teachers.
We have to handle it like that. You feel me? I can see you feel me. Y'all understand.
No, absolutely. We keep it real here. So what do you feel about the appropriation by men doing this and how it's affected our community? Because the number one, this is statistics, the number one race of people that endorse this type of ideology that anybody can be whatever they want, the number one is Black women. And that's a fact. Black women are the highest in support of, anything trans, anything, that's going on with the LGBTQ. We're just the most accepting of it. And we open it with open arms. You see this through a lot of our shows. You see this through, like I said, the Instagram, TikTok, social media. It's accepted. We praise it. I think it was just the NAACP awards where, Dwayne Wade and
his wife got an award.
Were on there. And I mean, people were celebrating. And this is Black people celebrating.
Can I say something about that, sis?
Sure.
See, this is why I said we have to distinguish what's Black people. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Because those are cones. And when we look at the backgrounds, a lot of those people, they're mixed backgrounds. They come from different cultures as well. You know, when we see somebody just because they are skin folks, but if they've been somewhere and they just learning Arabic all their life, or they're eating, Arabic foods or whatever, Indian foods, and then you can't expect them to come over here and think, because Black in most people's eyes, I'm just using this as an example, is chicken, or Black is what they consider to be the trenches. A lot of these people has never even seen the trenches. Right. There's a lot of people that speak about what goes on in our communities. They try to define what Black is and who these people are. Like the NAACP is a bunch of coons. They started out founded from people like Michael King and Messy Jesse and Andrew Young. And I know about all of the sexism that was going on amongst the men as well as the women that was down here. So it's not like that. It should be a surprise that we see a lot of our people that's indulging in it. But what we should look at is when we dig deeper, these are not our people. These are people that wanted to be in the white culture.
Absolutely.
Or they follow, certain things. So I just think that when we look at stuff with a broader eye, statistics that's put out, I don't feel that any of that is factual because it's all coming from the enemy. So until we really dissect things ourselves, because let's remember, it's still a problem in segregation within the LGBTQ community. That's why they have a Black Pride and they have a Prideful Weekend.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, and when I see those turnouts, it's majority of those, whites or other backgrounds. But see, let me say this too, and I'm going to be short with this. I look at the situation when it comes to that particular community. And most of our people are very judgmental. They're hateful. They're harsh. The parents are against it. So I don't see where our people are embracing it when 90% of those that are abused, thrown out, misjudged, or mistreated because of their sexuality is our people. They don't even get foundations or love from their mothers or their fathers. And a lot of them are being abused by family members that's causing these reactions. But when they come to us for help, I hate to say it, they're accepted by those others because those are the people that decided that they want to live that lifestyle. So I know that's a lot that's being said, but you got to really look at that in a broader eye. If they're only being accepted by whites or foreigners, then how are we to judge what position that they play when it comes down to representing that community?
So now, wouldn't you say now that they're now the enemy in a sense because they're working against us? So if you join that side, if you're now marching and you're now fighting for basically a whole nother sector's rights, a whole nother sector's way of being, a whole other sector's way of life, you have not embraced yours. Because
actually, I can't say that because like I said, I'm a third generation Panther, and Huey P. Newton stated, and even Malcolm and a number of other people felt like the LGBTQ communities were not only a little more revolutionary than our people, but they were some of the most oppressed and they should be embraced like everybody else. This was the build of Fred Hampton and the Rainbow Coalition. That was absolutely the start of it. Because like they said, those are still our people. We're not the bedroom police, but we are security for whatever looks like us and that supports us. And let me say this, for all of my people that are revolutionary and Black power, why is it that the LGBTQ community has their own constitution, their own Bible that's now the Queen James Bible? They have their own communities, they have laws and stuff. We don't have anything. Everything we have has grandfather clauses or expiration dates. So what have we accomplished as a people more than the LGBTQ community has accomplished that we can make judgment?
But that's what I'm saying. The white people gave it to them.
No, actually they didn't. They fought
no, I'm
for
just saying, I think they gave them that platform because you didn't accept Black culture like that. We're not learning about Black leaders in schools. I mean, the LGBTQ movement is before any of our movement. I'm not talking about race theory in school because I'm not even for that. I'm just saying, I'm talking about teaching. We learn about George Washington, all Black leaders, white leaders, presidents, historians, anybody. This is what we've been trained and learned from the beginning of our education in the school system. They're not taking any time out to reach out to our community. They're taking time out to reach out to the community that is part of the destruction of us.
There's something that we're missing.
I'm sorry.
Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? It's something that's called intersectionalizing, intersecting. What they do to make sure that the Black plight is always under the foot of something else, they have begun this what we call intersectionalizing, where your sexuality preference comes before your race. Your everything else comes before what you are, before your race. And that's what intersectionalizing does. It's the same thing that segregation did. It became that everyone else's comfortability, which is what segregation is. Everyone else's comfortability came before your race. Everything else. So now it's even, I'm a woman first. before black. Me first before I'm black. You know that I'm trying to say that we're in direct opposition to white inferiority, but the reason why we don't have our own Bible, and the reason why we don't have, because the place for unity in those aspects has been given. They've made laws to protect you in those aspects, so you can manage and you can move in that direction. They haven't given us that code of protection. They haven't given us that place. They haven't put us on that pedestal. So where those are things that we can accomplish. We got to get that out the mud. We have to do that in secret. The way we used to have to learn how to read in the dirt, in the dark, in the quiet, because they didn't even want us to know how to read. See, now if when you're talking about the LGBT community, there have been laws to protect them made. There have been pedestals to put out there for them to be put on. It has been made okay for us to be, except for us to have pride in our race. It's called an identity crisis. It's called Black identity.
Dreaming.
It's a crime. It's a crime now for you to be proud and Black. Yeah. It is protected for you to be gay and Black.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Actually, see, that's the thing, and I can't be biased. I gotta be real. That's Lundy. That's not true. Most gay Blacks are oppressed, beaten, misused, abused, and killed. See, people are looking at this with a, if you're worried about what they're doing in their bedroom, because let's be realistic here. Unless you've seen an activity between two people having sex, you don't know what they're doing. That's why they got so many different
I don't care about what they're doing in their bedroom. I care about the production of the race. No, I'm not going to let you make it okay to be gay up in here. I'm not. What I'm saying is, I care about the procreation of our race. If all of us decide to be gay, then there ain't no more Black folks, and we already getting killed on every end of the spectrum.
Ma'am, I didn't cut you off. You know.
Yeah, but I'm cutting you off because I'm not going to let you sit here and make it okay to be gay up in here.
Okay, well, let me say this, ma'am, before I be disrespected, because I put in a lot of work in my community, and let me tell you this, I don't put in work being emotional, because if I'm going to be emotional, then I won't like anybody, and I will never have a nation. So what I will not tolerate is you being disrespectful to me when we're having a cordial conversation. Right. So now, with all due respect, I'd appreciate it if I can finish what I was saying, because I'm entitled to my opinion, regardless of if you disagree with it or not. Without a bunch of disrespect.
Right. That's why we're here.
So if I gotta be disrespected, I have my own platform. I do numbers. I don't have to be over here even taking up my time with all of this.
That's fine.
So I don't appreciate the disrespect, ma'am. Like I stated, this is one reason
to be gay.
This is what I'm saying, ma'am. I'm not trying to be funny. Is it okay to have sex without being married? Is it okay to sleep with men that you don't know? Is it okay to have children out of wedlock? There's a number of things that's not okay, ma'am. Why are we focusing on something that has nothing to do with the biggest issue that's going on with our people? Oppression, the system. Have that heart to deal with the system. Are you dealing with the system that's imposing this situation? No,
are you crazy? I've written bills that have became law in this political system.
Ma'am, I'm not trying to be funny.
But I'm not trying to be funny either. I'm being very direct. I have written bills that have become law in this system. That's how long that I've been doing it. And I'm still, the one thing that's a detriment to our race is not procreating. Anything that has without us not procreating is against the Black race.
And then I'm gonna exit the panel. And
all right then, that's cool. That's fine.
We can't get a word in. But you're being really disrespectful. And for what?
I'm not going for that. No, I'm not going for it. You're not going to make it okay to be gay up in here. It's dead ass wrong to be having homosexual anything to do, and it's against the
First of all, I didn't say it was
of our race. Period. I don't want to hear no more. So if you want to go,
I just want to say this.
Thank you for coming, sis. Thank you for coming, sis.
Sister Nanny, what is it that you have to say before we interject?
You know what? I'm going to go ahead and exit the panel, sweet. I have a lot of respect for y'all, but this is one reason why I haven't hit this panel. And I'm going to just be realistic if I can say what I got to say without being disrespected. I've been doing this a long time. And anybody who's too emotional, where you can't even have a conversation, you're not fit to lead anybody's community. We have to be compassionate. This is 2023. And I'm sure it's somebody around everybody that has somebody in their family that's in an alternative lifestyle. If you're not going to kill your brother, if you're not going to kill your mama, if you're not going to throw them out, then don't talk this shit. I'm just sick of people being totally disrespectful every time we try to have these conversations. Apparently, it's some. Excuse me, ma'am. I still didn't disrespect you, sis.
Is a detriment of the race, and you're not going to make it okay. I got a gay nephew, and guess what? He could go. Okay, I'm not having it. There's no way that we can sit here and talk about the real sister code and bring forth this lesbian vibe. No way. There's no way. It's not cool. It's counterproductive.
See now I feel like, let me say this. I'm going to say this and then I'm going to go.
Well, you keep saying that. Just go. You keep.
1 second, Sister Nanny and Sekhmet. What I do want to say is this. One thing that we have to acknowledge and we have to know is that our black race comes first. So anything that is against bringing down our population.
I'm gonna exit the panel. You guys have a nice night. I had a great deal of respect for Sekhmet, but I understand a lot of stuff. And first and foremost, when we talking about the black culture, that wasn't given to Stokely Carmichael, who finally turned himself into Kwame. He went into a whole nother culture. See, I'm outside of the box with all of this stuff that's being taught to us.
Thank you,
and
sis.
like you said, you have a nephew, sis. It's just that, I just laugh at this because I'm still having disrespected you.
I'm not laughing.
I still haven't disrespected you.
I'm not laughing.
You indicated like I'm having a lesbian vibe.
I'm not laughing.
You indicated a lesbian vibe. I'm just saying, sis, you indicated that I had a lesbian vibe. I let that
I'm not laughing.
You cut me off several times and I let that slide. Empress, me and you the same type of sister. I get with you, but I got respect for you. So I'm not going to go there, but you will not disrespect me. You will not. Nobody will.
Okay, so let's not. So Sister Nanny, hold on a second.
I disrespect anything that's.
Oh, yes,
you did. We heard you. I'm going to put y'all move. So what we had to do is this is a whole thing that we were talking about to begin with. This is what we clash with. We have to understand what is the priority within our culture. And we can't take up other people's causes, other people's missions when nobody has even come to ours. That's one thing we cannot do. The first thing we want to do is we want to fight for Ukraine. We want to fight for LGBTQ rights. We want to fight for everybody else, but no one's fighting for us. No one's taking up our side.
Everyone has to have understanding for everything else except our race and the procreation and the production of our race and what's going to give longevity to our race. We can't keep doing that. I have no disrespect for Sister Nanny, but I do have disrespect in trying to somehow we have to accommodate them too. No, I'm done with accommodating for everything that's counterproductive to the race. That's counterproductive. Us arguing about it is counterproductive. I'm not bedroom checking either, sister. I'm not bedroom checking, but I know it's counterproductive to the race. If everybody decided and putting it in the forefront or making it, we have to be understanding. No, we don't. We do not have to be understanding to anybody else that's counterproductive to our race, regardless of what the color of your skin is.
Okay, may I speak now? Sister Empress, you talk about etymology a lot, but it's funny because when you talk about etymology, we all know black is just a culture, right? That's the first thing. But when we go back into words and all of this different stuff, we're not teaching our people correctly, then we will not get anywhere. Now, I understand what you're saying about the alternative lifestyles, but you know what I found when I got out here, sister, working in the trenches? A lot of these kids has been raped, abused, mistreated. They've been through the defect system, or their fathers did it, or their mothers did it. And then when they tried to talk about it or tried to go somewhere and get accepted or help, this is what they ran into with their so-called black people. So, I hear what you're saying, but like you said, you got a nephew. Does he not have feelings? Is he not somebody that you should be compassionate about when he's spit on or when he's beaten or mistreated by the police and everybody else just because of what he chooses to do in his bedroom? I look at the communities different, And I look at the fact that all of our people have to be put in a position to have some type of security. Then when you talk about race, you talk about etymology. Race is just meaning one person is superior over the other person. That has absolutely nothing to do with your lineage. What we're dealing with is a bunch of prejudiced individuals. Prejudice is what has overridden us. Prejudice of color, prejudice of bedroom, prejudice of people's children, prejudice of opinion. And the main thing that I see with a lot of our people, we fight with emotions now and words and don't fight with the fists. Put all that emotions behind the white people, like you say. If we got a problem with their agenda is, then we need to go out there and address them. But to take it out on our people that the agenda has been imposed on, I think it's very backwards when it's working with the community.
Well, let me say this.
I just want to shorten it up with this. I was finna close.
Okay.
And I'm going to say this. This is one reason why I got a lot of respect for the Black Panther Party, because they realized dealing with just blacks, they could only get 6 members. But when they got to the Rainbow Coalition and they started looking at things with a better eye, they had thousands of people that joined that organization. But coons who wanted to run for office, coons who didn't see things with a broad eye, is the coons that destroyed the organization while Huey was in jail. So I just have I have a real disgruntled with what people are thinking today in 2023, when a lot of this stuff like Michael King, Jesse Jackson, and all of these people was some of these people that was raping our Black people out here. But y'all big up to them every single holiday.
Well,
so
okay, let me interject. I'm gonna drop out. I hear what you're saying, and this is what we have to talk about. So what I'm trying to say is that one thing that, you know, I'm not concerned with, especially now, I'm not concerned with any other race. I'm not concerned with any other community. The problem is our community has to be fixed. And those which you was talking about before, infiltrators that look like us. These are some of the infiltrators. So it's like you can't pick one group and say, okay, well, I don't know, the NAACP, they're doing us wrong, but then not acknowledge that another group could be doing us wrong because we're still not in the forefront. I don't care about anything that does not put the Black family and the Black community in the forefront. Because we have been on the back burner too long. We have built this country on our backs, our blood, our tears. I mean, they have hung us. They have done everything possible to us. So for them, for another community to hijack, literally, from what I see it, hijack our whole plight. It's not right. It was given to them. Just like how we said, we were talking about earlier before about how right now women, Black women, it was given to us to be over the Black man. That's what's being pushed. It's not natural. It's definitely not the natural way of things. No other race, not one other race I can think of is in this position.
Okay, you know what? And see, sis, I have to disagree with you on that, because this is why even Michael King, with his cooning ass, decided to have the Poor People's March. See, he wasn't killed because of the cooning. He was killed because he changed his mind. And the Poor People's March included everybody. It's somebody in every background and every lineage that's suffering or being mistreated.
I understand that. I get that, but it's like I totally get that part about somebody suffering in everybody's background. But what I'm
I just want to,
I know. Let me finish, though, Sister Nanny.
But it's like every time I make a statement, y'all cut me off. How y'all cut them off? Every single time I try to make a point, y'all cut me out because I don't agree with y'all. I don't come up here to be idol worshiping.
I want Miss Jalea to speak her opinion, and also Miss AMENSET. So I want Miss.
But you guys have a nice night. What do you think? You guys have a nice night. I'm gonna leave the show because I don't deal with all this type of stuff. Y'all have a nice night.
Good night.
Okay, Miss Jalea, what do you think?
I don't deal with bullshit people. They weak with.
No doubt.
And what it did, what I just seen was that women, we talked about that, women coming together to communicate and be a part of a like-minded goal. So yeah, that's some strong stuff, and especially with this with the things that's going on with our males. Y'all know that they are doing vasectomies a lot more now. A lot more Black men are getting vasectomies than ever before. And again, that's a way of cutting off our system. our procreation, our ability to grow our nation. So yeah, that concerns me. That concerns me.
The fact of the matter is, what happens is our situation gets watered down when we allow everyone else's plight to be before ours. So now it's not about being us being oppressed as a people. It's us being oppressed because of our sexuality. See, that's why our plight never gets to the forefront, because we keep doing this intersectionalizing. That's what the feminist movement was. That's what this all of these other communities that want to come in and hold up our mantra just to get in the door, but then they make their personal behavior, their choices. You don't choose to be what we are. You don't choose to be this thing. You see what I'm saying? So yes, I have a problem with anything that we can put in the forefront of what our oppression is. And that's what happens. We get into these communities and now we have to be compassionate to everything else that's going on with them. And we miss the mark when it comes down to us as a people. So anything that's to the destruction of the procreation of our people, I have a problem with, I have no leeway with, I have no sympathy for.
Absolutely.
When you talk about homosexuality, though, you got to understand how they got there. You know, a lot of them came, just like Sister Nandy said, a lot of them came from trauma. A lot of them were raped. You know, let's talk about that. Why are they gay? Why? You know what I'm saying? Why are they gay? My son is gay, and I'm race first, but I'm not gonna disown my son because he's gay. You know what I'm saying? I am race first, and I am for the betterment and empowerment of my people, but I'm not going to disown my son because he's gay.
Right. So that's what we have to get into. We have to talk about what happened, where did we get this choice?
My nephew was molested. My nephew was.
We all have this in our. We all have this in our family.
Right. My son is in counseling. He in counseling. But what I'm saying is, you know, how did they get there? How did they get there? You know, some people are gay because they was just forced to be that way. They was some people are gay because they were messed with at such a young age. They didn't know they were so confused. They didn't know what to be.
But the problem is,
what you said, shun them and don't want to talk about it, and they throw them out. Don't nobody want to be bothered with them. Some of them commit suicide. So, some of them, you know what I'm saying. So I'm not gonna shun my son because he's gay, but I do not agree with his lifestyle at all. You know what I'm saying? I don't agree with his lifestyle. He has his own place he lives, but you know, I still congregate with my son. I still love on my son. I still have dinner with my son and do all of the things that a mother should do with her son. But I am race first.
Right.
I do not make excuses for his lifestyle. He is in counseling. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what, but that's his cross to bear. It ain't mine. Right. I'm still gonna fight for my people.
Sister Shelly, you said something that was very pinnacle. We never addressed the root cause.
That's it. We got to talk about that. How they get there, how they get that way.
Right. And that's what we need to talk about. Let's not talk about the act. Let's not uphold, okay, this is what he is, so we have to be proud about it. No, we don't have to be proud about it, but what we need to do is to bring the Black family back into a hole of protection. So now we can protect our children from coming into the things that are causing these issues.
Absolutely.
We need to get our people back in line so now we can protect our babies. So where we're not going, we can start fixing the minds of these adults that are in charge of children. Fixing the mind of the ones that are rearing or around our babies, so we are protecting them from having to become in these different behaviors, right?
Right.
We're not addressing that.
And
because we're letting the powers that be, say it's okay to be this way and not address the root causes to how this is going down.
We got to address that. You know, I don't agree with it at all.
That's what it does. It sweeps everything under the rug. So it's like, you can go out, let's have a parade, let's do this. It's not changing the suicide rate. It's not changing the depression. It's not changing the trauma. It's not changing the nightmares. It's just brushing it away, and then it keeps reoccurring. It's like an alcoholic who keeps drinking. It's never going to go away.
It's never going to go away.
What the white community has decided is the solution is just to, number one, now we're talking about sexuality. Put yourself in a box of whatever your sexuality is, and like that now is your identity. That's what they keep doing, and they keep pushing that as though that's going to be the solution. That doesn't cure the nightmares.
Right.
That doesn't cure your soul. That doesn't cure what's been happening to you. Nobody's even talked to you about it. Nobody's addressed it. That's too taboo to talk about.
Right. And it gets too deep. You know what I'm saying? It gets too deep when they have to go into detail about why they are the way that they are, what happened to them, the trauma that they suffered. They come from some trauma. That's why they are the way that they are. Most men that are gay, black men, white men, whoever, you know what I'm saying? But I'm concerned with black men. Most black men who are gay will tell you they were tampered with.
Black women
as a child.
Yeah. Black women
they didn't just choose to be that way. They were forced to be that way. You know what I'm saying?
And then the representation.
Just constantly tampered with.
Yeah.
And then, you know what I'm saying? I have, me and my son have yet to have that conversation about what made him the way that he is. But myself and his father shared custody. So for the first several years of his life, he lived with his father. You know what I'm saying? And then he came to live with me when he was in middle school. So, but he was still constantly in his life. So he's yet to have that conversation with me. And I'm sure he will when he's ready. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to force that. I love my son and I'm here for him. But we got to get to the issue. We got to get to the why are they that way, so that maybe we can reverse a lot of these brothers that are going through this. You know what I'm saying?
Brothers too, but also the sisters.
Exactly. The sisters too.
It's not, it's not any different. It's like trauma and not understanding how to deal with it, not understanding how to process it. So
no coping mechanisms
to this type of lifestyle. A lot of people become who abuse them.
Right.
A lot of lesbian types, they're treating women how they saw their mother got treated or how they got treated.
R. Kelly, for example. R. Kelly doing to women what his sister did to him.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? That's what he was doing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And most of the time they do become the abuser. In most cases they do become the abuser. A lot of rapists were raped by somebody when they were a child, their uncle or somebody in the family, close friend, something like that. And then they go raping people.
Right. So one thing though we can't and we have to acknowledge is there is never going to be a reason. You can't convince me. You can't try to talk to me about it. There's no argument that anyone can bring up when it comes to the deterioration or the depopulation of our race. I'm sorry.
It's definitely, I have said this for years. Homosexuality in our community is definitely a form of genocide. You know what I'm saying? Everything them white people do is strategically thought out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's by design that it's going on. It's by design that it's happening. But what do we do to correct it? That's the problem. That's what it is. We can't shun them and say, "Oh, you gay, you gay, you a detriment to my race. You got to stay on over there with your gay people." No, we have to embrace that and figure out how to fix that and reverse it. It can be done.
Go ahead, Ms. Shelly.
Let me say this quickly. I want to say this very quickly, and hopefully, yes, I am emotional about us. I am. But I want to say, let's look at it. It's okay to be a homosexual. It's not okay to be a black man.
Right.
It's okay. If you consider yourself a black woman, now you're the angry black woman. You're the emotional black woman.
Right.
You're not the passionate
They never see the
passionate Black woman. You're not the prideful Black woman. Now look at what they do. They make it prideful to be proud about your sexuality. But if you're prideful about your culture, then you're an issue.
Yeah, that's a problem.
See, they do this and they make it this way for a reason.
Right. Absolutely.
The power don't come in who you having sex with. The power comes from who you claim you are as a people, a collective people. Why do you think they have more power collectively? Because they make it okay. And that's what I was trying to say. They make it safe. You're not safe to be a Black man. You're not safe. If you can get 10 more years on a charge, if you hit a Black man, and if you kill a Black man and you say nigga die, right? You're going to get charged with that crime, with that assault or that murder. But if you do harm to a Black man that's gay and you say faggot die, now you get 10 more years.
So it's more time. It's a federal offense too.
See, now the reason why they do that is to make it safe. But they're not making it safe for us. It's not pride. Right? So yes, I have respect for anybody that's doing the fight out here. I've been in situations, especially in Atlanta, where the RBG community, they come out in swarms. But their first agenda is their sexuality, not who they are as a people, not as a culture.
Mm-hmm.
It's different. It's called intersectionalization, and it's something that's it's the cousin to integration. I mean, it's the cousin.
You said intersexualization.
Yes, intersectionalizing. Right? It's when you take two plights, you put them together, and you make one more
important,
powerful.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's a cousin to integration. Mm-hmm. Right? Because they wanted us to integrate, but then they still made their race ahead of us in the integration.
Right.
So they want to integrate the homosexual plight with the Black plight. But they still make
but they put the homosexuals before the Blacks.
Absolutely.
Understand that.
Absolutely.
So that's an issue.
Got it.
That's definitely an issue.
Now the LGBTQ is ahead of everybody.
It's a toxic behavior.
Because they're not going to say, if it's a Black man that's gay, then he's going to say he's a gay man. He's not going to say he's a Black man that's gay.
Right.
It should be the other way around. It should
be. Because he's Black first.
And that's with Black gays. Like, it's like, if anybody I'm going to speak to, I don't do that. It's what you identify as first. Mr. Leah, go ahead. What were you going to say?
With us being the women that we are, how do we address this? Mm-hmm. Knowing that we come from a point of love and understanding of trauma. Mm-hmm. How do we use our feminine energy in this masculine, over-masculated world to allow that to move and make a change?
We have to look at our babies and say, baby, I understand what you've been through. I'm here for you to work through it. I understand that you have been hurt, but regardless of your pain, right? We have been brutalized just because of your bloodline, way before you got ridiculed for who you chose to lay down with. Way before. So we have to look at our children and say, we understand your pain. How can I help you get through that? How can I help you understand the feelings that you have in your body? Right? The feelings, the sexual needs that you may have, or a lot of the things is because of reaction, involuntary reaction. when molested, you might have an erection. And in your mind, you think because you had an erection that this must be what I like, not realizing that it's just an involuntary action that your body goes through because of a sexual act that's being done to you, either prematurely or even without you, even involuntarily. A lot of women.
You're breaking up, Sekhmet.
You're breaking up.
Yeah, you're breaking up, Sekhmet. We can't hear you.
I'm sorry. Let me get to a place.
Still breaking up.
All right. Let's not speak until I get to a place.
Yeah, like how Sekhmet was saying, it's just really, like I said, let's stop as a community, stop brushing things under the rug. And then praising the bandage. That's what we do.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we don't get to the root. We don't get to, because like I said, the statistics don't change. The hurt doesn't change. The pain doesn't change. So it's like we can't bandage it up with Black pride. And it's like, it's not really Black pride, because now you got two problems.
Mm-hmm.
You're dealing with your sexual, with whatever your sexual preference is, and you're pushing back the number one thing that everybody sees you as is Black. When somebody comes to be racist, that I was gonna say, oh wait, hold on a second. She's a lesbian. Hold on a second. He's a Black gay man.
Right.
No, nobody is sitting there. No other race is sitting there thinking that. So this is this division upon division upon division within our community.
Within, you know what I'm saying? Within the community. You know what I'm saying? And it's really so unfortunate, because do you know how many RBG homosexual people are out there that just want to be a part of what we're doing, but they shunned and they scared to say? We personally know a couple of people in the movement that deliberately don't tell people that they gay.
And that's this is nothing I kind of want to touch on too. I don't want to know your sexuality, because this is something that, number one, no one should be part of. No one needs to know you're a lesbian.
Absolutely.
No one needs to know you're gay. No one needs to know any of these things. I didn't come out and tell you my sexual preference. Why do I need to know yours? We're
but
here.
You have, when you get close when you are among your peers or among your comrades, and they notice you ain't bringing no woman around, you ain't got no queen, you don't have no king, people gonna start asking questions.
They're gonna know. It's obvious. It's something that just doesn't even have to be said.
Right. I mean, I agree with that. Like, you don't have to broadcast it. You don't have to be like, in every conversation, bring up the fact that you're gay. You know what I'm saying?
But not be in the forefront at all. This is something that shouldn't even be a discussion. I mean, this is what I'm talking about, bringing white ideology into our culture, making this like something that is to be praised. It's like, I'll be honest, who cares?
Right.
Are you for the people or not?
Right. That's my concern. That's my concern. Are we fighting for the betterment and empowerment of Black people? Is that what you want?
Right.
Are we fighting for that? I mean, I don't care what you're doing. I don't care.
This is where I disagree.
But you my sister, and you my brother in this fight. Period.
Are you looking out for me and my family? You looking out for my kids, no matter what you are?
That's it. That's it. That part. That's the point. That's the main objective.
What you do in your bedroom. See, Sister Nanny was saying, "Oh, why are we concerned with what's in your bedroom? Why are you telling me what's in your bedroom?"
Can I say something really quick? Let's keep it a buck. It's about the money. It's about the money. That crew who we talking about, they come with the money.
Oh yeah.
And if you want to keep furthering your cause, you need that money.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to make sure that you protect the bag.
Right.
That's protecting the bag.
Yeah.
Let's keep it real. It's not about emotion. It's not about who, because I'm not out here talking about who I sleep with. You'll never hear me talk about.
Right. It's like,
so it's not about that. It's not about that. It's not about that. It's about the money. So when you got hands, look, when you got hands down in that bag, you can't let nobody talk about that. You can't let nobody talk about Zaddy.
Mm-hmm. Right.
You want that, you need that funding. See, now I've been in the position where funding makes a difference when you're in this fight.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't got the funding, there's a lot of people you can't reach. So we end up having to, I've been in this thing. You end up having to suck it up sometimes because you need the funding.
Yeah.
Yes.
You need the support. So now I have to compromise. Absolutely. I have to compromise the way I feel and the way I think and how I talk because I need the funding. She talked about the Poor People's March. I led one of the largest Poor People's Day on the Capitol marches in Georgia. We walked through Pittsburgh, down MLK, down Bankhead, and I brought over 80 people over the age of 50 that had never even registered to vote before, down to the Capitol to speak to their legislators. So you can't tell me, and guess what I had to do? I had to compromise to get the funding.
Right.
Okay, so that's what we're talking about. That's what we're talking about. We have to be sympathetic to the bag.
Yeah.
Now, how we get out of that is begin to support one another. Exactly. Begin to support each other's businesses. Begin to support each other's work. Begin to put money into each other. Once we start doing that and we collectively have our own bag, then we don't gotta be sympathetic to a damn thing but us.
Right.
But when you got somebody talking that's doing work that needs that funding,
mm-hmm.
from people that have a bigger agenda, a platform than ours, then now it's time to, I can't talk that way now, right? Now I'm Nick Cannon. Yeah. Now I'm Nick Cannon. Now I'm Nick Cannon. And I got to take back everything I said because why? The bag gone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Say that again. Rewind.
Let's keep it a buck. So we playing games on here and try to make me sound emotional, try to make me sound emotional or make us sound emotional. Yeah, I'm emotional. We dying out here.
Absolutely.
We should all be passionate about this.
Let's not do the trickery. Let's not do the foolery. The real reason is I can't let you affect my funding.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And that's the problem. It's like we're not upset about nobody backing any real Black causes. We could, it's like it offends no one. When a lesbian, anybody from the LGBTQ, like really listen to this. Are you as proud to be Black or as you are proud of your sexual preference?
Right.
What it comes down to is this. I want to help everybody that is considered us.
Yeah.
Right? I want to empower. I want to motivate. I want to love on. I want to enlighten. I want to heal everybody that we consider us.
Yeah.
I do. But what we need to understand is we got to get us first. Yeah. Let's get us first. Right. This platform, the Real Sisters Code, is Black first.
Black first.
It's Black first.
Ashe.
Now, if you come into the table and you're saying, look, my sexual preference is different than yours, I understand that. I can get you on that. I can feel you on that. Because I got a lot of sisters that had came out and supported me through the worst of times. Their sexual preference is different than mine. Mm-hmm. But they stood with me because of who we are first.
Right.
And that's what it comes down to here. Now, on any other platform, that's how you want to do. But over here,
right, we
outside for us. And we want to heal the damage that has been done to us. We want to love on the things that have made us become what we are now. Our women are acting this way because of what they have been through. Mm-hmm. Right? Mm-hmm. And we are here to address what we have been through, what we have overcome. And we are here to give the steps to healing That's what this is about. This is not about, oh, we got to be sympathetic. No, we need to be sympathetic to what we've come through, what made us this way.
Right.
Right.
Not these choices that we've had to make, because conforming is comfortability. Conforming is safety. Conforming is easy. It's not safe being black.
No.
It's not safe. But if you
Black
gay
is hard
and black,
to do.
but if you're gay, you can get safety. See?
And be accepted. Easily.
That's what I'm talking about. I'm not here to bash nobody. I'm, like I said earlier, I'm here to love now. I don't want to hate nobody more than I love us.
Mm.
I'm here to love now, but I'm not here to play games. So you can call it an angry black woman if you want to. You can try to put that emotional. That's the white man's talk. You know that, right? That's emotion. That's the white man's talk. We're women. We're women. We're women, and we need to know that women. That's what we work in emotion.
Mm.
That's where we work. So come get this work. Come get it. We're here to love. We're here to show emotion. We're back. We're here to make women being woman great again.
Mm.
We can cry. We can sob. We can pout. We can do all those things. We can nurture. We can love. We can do all those things. You're not going to weaponize my emotions anymore.
Mm.
Right.
I am a woman. I'm filled with emotion, just like the moon.
Wow. Wow.
Just like the moon with her emotions control the tides.
Yes.
You are the moon, sis. We are the moon.
So yeah, you're not going to weaponize my emotions over, not on this channel. We are filled with emotions. They're going to be emotional conversations.
Yes. And that was one of the things I wrote on mine when she said, what is a woman? I wrote 3 things. I said physical, mental, and emotional. Under physical, I said a creator, procreation. And then I said mental, a healer, spiritually. And then I said emotional, a support system. Be it mental, physical, or spiritual, your support system emotionally. So those are my 3 things that I identified as a woman.
Right. Absolutely.
One of the reasons why I chose to begin to cover my face when we started this is because I don't want you to see. I don't want you to see. I want you to hear.
I feel your spirit. Your light shines through your eyes. Your light, I told you, your light just shines. You are absolutely beautiful, this picture. But
yeah, she's gorgeous. Gorgeous.
Yeah. And you know what? I never thought I was.
Well, you are.
I never thought I was.
Absolutely.
I never thought I was. I always thought that there was something else I wanted you to hear.
I like that.
I don't want you to see. I want you to hear.
I like that.
I want you to feel.
I like that. I like that. I like that fact that you did that or you do that. Because again, we are spiritual beings.
Yes.
I'm gonna feel and hear you or feel those vibrations before I even physically see you.
Right.
And that's us. That's us. That's the power that we have. And that's what we're gonna have to use in this battle where you put that cloak on and you see that person and feel that energy. That's how you know that person. You feel me? I keep saying that.
Yes.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. You're awesome.
Yes.
We're all awesome. And even Sister
we are
is awesome in the work that she's done. But like I said before, I understand this movement, especially with the Black Panthers. I went to Oakland. I moved and displaced myself and moved to West Oakland from New York, not knowing nobody, just so I could walk the streets of the Panthers. So I know what she's talking about, but I do also understand the Panthers had to conform.
Everybody had to conform, change.
You see? So we're trying to get to a place where we don't have to feel like we're at the beck and call of somebody else's agenda just so we can get to ours.
Right.
I feel you.
That's all it is.
Right.
That's all that is. We're here now with the Real Sisters Code because we want you to know that we see you, Black man. We see you, Black woman. We see you, Black child. We hear you. We know your pain. Whether it's poverty, whether it's deviant sexuality, whether it's been ostracized, whether it's how you look, whether it's jigaboo or wannabe or the colorism, there's all kinds of things.
Self-hate, name them, name all of it, name all that stuff you're suffering from.
We are people of special needs.
Indeed, a lot of trauma to heal from. You know what I'm saying? A lot of trauma to heal from. We got hundreds of years of trauma. We suffer from PTSD, post-traumatic slave disorder, post-traumatic slave syndrome. Okay, so we got a lot to heal from. And we still, you know, it's like, and we got all these cycles that's been repeated from generation to generation that just never ever healed. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
you're right.
We gotta start healing.
Yeah. And the focus can't be on division. Like we were talking about before, this is what the major thing is now. When Black isn't first, this is where the problems come in.
Mm-hmm.
This is where the division comes in. I'm talking about from religion to, you know, whatever you represent, Democratic, Republican, everything. Division comes in, colorism, when you don't put Black first.
Right.
This is where every single issue occurs because nobody's concerned about what religion you are. Nobody's concerned about your sexuality. Nobody's concerned about if you Democrat, Republican. No, people see us as Black first. And it's like, we can't get that through our heads as a people. Mm-hmm. This is like something we can't just comprehend as of yet. And all these other issues are put here to distract us, to keep us separated. Yeah. It's like, if we can't start seeing this as a plan to completely destroy our community, then we're going to be at a loss.
Right.
We're going to be in a distinct race.
You can't change your race. You can say, hey, I assign myself to be male now. You can't say I assign myself to be white now.
You can't.
Right.
Let's keep it a buck. I'm not playing with nobody no more. Let's not play no games.
Right.
Let's not play.
Right.
You can decide to be a woman. You can decide to be a man. You can't change your race. You can't say, you know what? I was born Black and they assigned me to Black, but that's not how I feel. I really feel that I'm a white woman.
Right.
And I want to be treated like one.
Right.
It ain't going to happen, sis.
Yeah. All the bleaching and the blonde hair in the world isn't going to make it happen.
It's not going to happen. So you can already see that they give leeway to that for a reason.
Right. Right.
You can't up and decide. I can't just tomorrow decide, you know what? I was assigned inappropriately. On my birth certificate, they put I was Black. And that's not how I was born. I wasn't born that way. I feel that I'm really Latino.
Yeah.
I feel that I'm really Caucasian, and then that's how I want to be addressed. I want to change my birth certificate. They're not gonna let me do that.
Sure.
But if I decided tomorrow, you know what? I'm really a dude. I could go get paperwork tomorrow,
and everybody would be praising you for it.
That's true.
Right.
That's the
so
thing.
we gotta see the agenda.
Yes.
It's really the agenda.
We gotta see the agenda. We gotta see what they make safe.
We can't be so sensitive to when somebody's bringing something else up against you, and you go against it. Hey, if you don't agree with it, then you don't agree with it. You know, you can't sit there and say, okay, if we're not thinking Black first, then this is where the problem, like I said, this is where all the problems come in. You're going to automatically be defensive. And now you're on the other side. So what Sister Nanny was talking about before, when she started off the whole situation, was like, we have infiltrators. There's infiltrators within our community. And they are purposely sent here, purposely placed to take us down and to cause confusion.
Mhm.
And when we
Mm.
start
That's their
talking,
job.
when we start talking our oppressors' lingo against one another,
Absolutely.
when we start using their talking points against each other, okay, that's when we got to stop. Now, again, this platform, regardless of what other platforms are doing, is race first. And that's why it's called the Real Sisters Code. A code is something, no matter where you are, that's how we operate, right?
Right.
That's the code. That's why there's something called a black code out there. Somebody pull it up. Sister Jalea, can you pull it up?
Show you right, goddess.
It's
The
something called a black code out here. The black code was written for us to have a standard. What's wrong? That's the reason why we talking this talk, because the standard of the black woman has been watered down, and we're here to try to make it original again. The standard, how we operate, how we move, a code, a conduct. You know that if I'm somewhere on the other end of the world, I'm going to be talking and moving the same way Sister Shelly is, the same way HAT-SHEP-SUT is, the same way Sister Jalea is, or whoever else want to. Yes, when you're over here on this platform, we black first. We black first. And if that's not what you with, then don't come round here.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But we're here to build up our sisters and our culture and our way of life to the betterment, the enlightening, the motivating, the encouraging of our men and our children, and bringing our sisters back to a place where we just love us.
Okay, I found something that came from the History Channel. Black Codes definition, dates, and Jim Crow laws. Is that what you're speaking of, sis?
I believe so.
Okay.
I believe so. Read it off, and Sister Jalea, you come right in behind her when she's done, and pull and speak what you have.
Okay. Black codes were restrictive laws designed to limit the freedom of African Americans and ensure their availability as a cheap labor force. Hold on a second. Let me go into it.
Now,
as a cheap labor force after slavery was abolished during the Civil War.
I want you to, my sister Jalea, hopefully you got the black codes, which is what we wrote. But I want to show the reason why I'm glad y'all both did this. I wanted to show the difference in how they manipulated how we're supposed to move. So, Sister Jalea, what did you find?
I found that it said that the black, let's see, it was pretty much what she was saying about the Jim Crow, and then it was saying how legalizing marriage and ownership and property and stuff. But what I understand the Black Code is a way we govern ourselves as a people.
That's what I'm looking
for. Our land and our family and our homes.
Can you pull it up? Do bruh got
No, I ain't found that.
Yeah, I didn't see that one. That's the one that's coming up. This one about Jim Crow laws.
You see? Case
strategically thought out. Didn't I tell you everything they do is strategically thought out? You manipulate Google so you can't even pull up the right shit. You know what I'm saying?
Case in point.
That's a hot mess.
And that's why we closing it out that way. But Shep, do bruh got the black codes?
I don't have it right here, but we actually did a show on Rebels Roundtable, the Black Codes with Miss Nisa Shabazz and Miss Nita. So check that out.
Wow. I'm glad that happened right here as we end the show. I'm glad that happened because it shows exactly what I was saying in the first place with my emotional self.
Right. Well,
their agenda.
Take a moment, real quick.
Their agenda is always put on the forefront.
Yeah.
Their agenda is always put before us, sis.
Always.
And it's time for us to take our rightful place. It's time for us to take our rightful place.
Yes.
Are those the net turners?
Yes, I just want to take a time out to big up Nagas Footwear as one of our sponsors. And also,
no, those not the Nats. Those not the Nats. Those are the those are the other. Which ones are those?
These are the Fred Hamptons.
Fred Hamptons. Okay, Fred Hamptons.
Okay,
I'm waiting on my Nat trainers.
On nagasfootwear.com. And also check us out at Ancient Chemistry. You go on Rebel Vision Television. We got our own umbrellas. We got umbrellas. We got chargers. We got clothing. We got jewelry. So check us out also on rebelvision.com.
And who else has a website?
Yeah.
Here.
I do. Shelly AMENSET products.com. And you can get KNS apparel. This is one of our pieces. This is the Kemet hoodie. And then we have other RBG African centered apparel as well. And all of the products that I make, butter, scrubs, therapeutic bath soaks, anything, just about anything you need for spa, just a spa day or just to heal yourself, detox bath soaks, great black seed oil, herbal teas, sea moss, all of that. ShellyAMENSETproducts.com.
And we'll make sure that everyone watching, that all of the websites where you can find these great products will be in the description. Sister Jalea, do you have a website to
I don't have a website, but you can find me on all social media at Jalea Rain. That's JELIYA Rain, REIGN, on all social media. I'm a motivational speaker. I'm a poet. I'm a spoken word artist. I create music. I do art and host events.
And she's an author. She has a book. Tell them about your book too, Miss Jalea.
Yes, I have a book of poetry meant to inspire and uplift everyone.
Make sure you give that link. Make sure you give that link to Shep so we can put that all in the description box. And I'm proud to announce the long-awaited holistic website, grassrootbotanicals.com, where you can get everything that brought me out of stage 4 cancer and walked out of hospice on that website. It's all Black owned. We got scientists, Black scientists. We got Black herbalists. We got black on black folks that have contributed into the website to make products that are directly made for us, by us. We are all we got. It's time for us to start moving the way everybody else move. You buy Black and you sell to everybody.
Yes.
Absolutely.
All right. This is wonderful.
I'd like to thank you, ladies, for joining us. This was a powerful first episode.
Indeed it was.
Definitely started off strong. I tell you,
we're gonna have to tap back into the what is a woman, because everybody didn't say what a woman was.
We're gonna come back.
Part two of what is a woman. Okay.
Part two. We're gonna really break down. We want to talk about feminism versus femininity.
Yes.
We want to talk about, what does our community prefer? What are we doing right now? Individualism versus community. So all those things we're going to bring up, on our next show.
Okay.
Okay. And I'd like to thank everybody for, joining us on Rebel Vision Television.
Thank you, sisters.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks for having me.
Let's end it right. For all the black blood that has been shed with no accountability, with no remorse, with no reciprocity. We stand in direct opposition of white inferiority, and we say, Black power, Black power,
Black power,
Black motherfucking power.
Black motherfucking power.
Yeah. Race first.
Peace and love. Peace, love, and light, y'all.
Us.
Later.
Us.
The black woman
I raise
is
my
God.
flag for my sister. I raise my 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 flag.